All right, let's talk crypto. So much of it is just hype, right? But today, we're diving into something different, an ecosystem that's all about business, real world business. We're talking about VeChain. We're going to look at how it's actually solving problems with things like supply chains and making sure products are legit. So let's get into it.
Yeah, this quote right here, it just nails it. So many other blockchains are all about the next big thing in DeFi or NFTs. VeChain, no. Their mission is super focused, super practical, just use the tech to make the real world work better. Simple as that.
Okay, so what is it that makes VeChain so different from, say, Ethereum or the others you hear about all the time? Well, it really all boils down to how it was built from the ground up. And this really just lays it all out, doesn't it? On one side, you've got a powerhouse like Ethereum, which has become this massive playground for DeFi, gaming, all that stuff. But VeChain, it was built from day one for a totally different crowd. Big businesses. We're talking supply chains, making sure that luxury handbag is real, keeping corporate data safe. It's a whole different ballgame. And this is the secret sauce. It's called proof of authority, or POA. So instead of having thousands of anonymous people all over the world validating things, VeChain has a small, pre-approved group of trusted partners who do it. Now, why does this matter? Well, if you're a business, this is everything. It means the network is super fast, the costs don't suddenly spike, and the whole thing is just reliable. That's exactly what a big company needs. Okay, so we know the why, but what about the how? Let's actually look at the tools VeChain gives businesses to make all this happen, because this isn't just theory, it's a real working system. Okay, this is honestly one of the smartest things about VeChain. It's two-token system. So you've got VET, which is kind of like the main investment token, but then just by holding VET, you generate another token, VTHO, and that is what you use to pay for transactions on the network. It's the gas. Now, why is this so genius? It means the price of VET can go up and down, but the actual cost for a business to use the network stays stable and predictable. For a company trying to plan its budget, it's a massive deal. And the thing that really ties this all together is their main product, VeChain Toolchain. Think of it like this. It's basically blockchain in a box for companies. It lets them plug their business right into the VeChain network without having to, hire a bunch of super expensive blockchain developers. It just works. So here's how it works in the real world. Let's stick with that luxury handbag example. The second it's made, it gets a unique digital ID, maybe on an NFC chip or a QR code. Then, every single time it moves, from the factory to a shipping container to the store, that step gets recorded on the blockchain. So when you, the buyer, finally get it, you can just scan the tag with your phone and see its entire life story. For a fact it's authentic. Pretty cool, right? All right, this all sounds amazing on paper, but the big question is, are real companies actually using this stuff? The answer is a huge yes, and we're not talking about small startups. And this is where you can really see their strategy paying off. Look at these names. Walmart China is using it to make sure their food is safe. BMW and Renault are using it to track car data. You've got giants like DNV and PwC on board. These are household names, and they're not just kicking the tires. These are deep partnerships that give VeChain some serious street cred in the corporate world. Okay, but let's be real. It can't all be perfect, right? To get the full picture, we've got to look at the challenges and who they're up against.
So, one of the interesting side effects of being so focused on big business is that their public community, regular folks and indie developers, is way smaller than something like Ethereum's. As you can see, it's a big difference. And that can mean less buzz, less hype, and maybe fewer of those cool experimental projects bubbling up. It's a definite trade-off.
And they are definitely not the only game in town. They're going head-to-head with legacy tech giants like IBM, who have their own enterprise blockchain. And you've also got other crypto projects like Tezos and Avalanche, who are chasing the exact same corporate clients. So the competition is fierce.
And that brings us back to that core idea of proof of authority. The very thing that makes VeChain so fast and reliable for businesses is also its biggest point of criticism. See, having a small number of known validators means it's not fully decentralized. And for the crypto purists out there, for whom decentralization is everything, that's a huge problem. So what's a feature for one group is seen as a bug by another. So where do they go from here? Let's take a quick look at VeChain's game plan for the next few years. And yeah, they are not thinking small.
The plan is to push even deeper into manufacturing and retail, to start tokenizing more real-world assets. Think of digital certificates or even property deeds. And this is a big one, to start connecting with AI and the Internet of Things. The ultimate goal here is to become the go-to blockchain for any business that needs to talk to another business, period.
And that really leaves us with a pretty interesting question to chew on. In a crypto space that is so often loud and all about the hype, VeChain is playing the long game, the quiet game. Its real win isn't a massive price pump. It's becoming the invisible, totally reliable plumbing behind the products you use every single day. So maybe, just maybe, the most revolutionary blockchain won't be one we're all talking about, but one we don't even realize we're using.